An update on the EASL Tournament. There is finally some new information for the EASL season. There will be a championship tournament at the beginning of March between this season's 8 EASL teams. And what a battle of attrition it will be. Scheduled for March 1st through 5th, teams will play 2 games in their group before advancing to a group semifinal, with the winner advancing to the championship game, and the second place finisher in each group to participate in the third place game. EASL Group A features Anyang KGC, the Ryukyu Golden Kings, the Fubon Braves, and the San Miguel Beermen. EASL Group B consists of the Seoul SK Knights, Utsunomiya Brex, the Bay Area Dragons, and the Tropang Giga TNT. This year's EASL crown will be a test of stamina and pure luck. Starting off in the PBA, the Bay Area Dragons seem to be a legitimate contender. They are currently playing for the PBA Championship after stomping through the PBA regular season and then knocking off fellow EASL member, the San Miguel Beermen, in the semifinals en route to the championship round. They rely heavily on some veteran players, but they have a very deep roster, which is something that will be of great importance during the EASL tournament in March. Be sure to check the EASL website and Instagram account for the latest updates. All might not be lost for the Beermen, however, as 3 of the 4 playoff games between the Dragons and Beermen were decided by 2 points or less. Should the 2 teams meet in the EASL tournament, expect an epic battle. A team that might not be battling at such a high level would be the TNT Tropang Giga. They looked nothing like a top contender of late, failing to even make the PBA playoffs, a season in which they got crushed by both the Dragons and the Beermen. Unless they make some serious changes, they'll be a team that other EASL contenders hope to see on their schedules in March. Speaking of teams that need to fix themselves, Utsunomiya Brex looks to be stuck in a championship hangover. Coming off their B-League championship, Brex saw their coach retire and have answered with a forgettable season that sees them slipping farther out of contention as the weeks progress. Perhaps the warning bells should have begun sounding full blast at the beginning of the B-League season, when Ryukyu destroyed them twice in a row to avenge their championship defeat. The Golden Kings look poised to contend for the B-League championship again this year, and should be one of the tougher teams in the EASL. One cause for concern for Ryukyu, however, is that as of late December, the 2 most recent Golden Kings losses have come in the second of back-to-back games when tired legs seem to slow down their star players. This would be something to keep an eye on, especially since they would need to play, and most likely win, 4 games in 5 days in order to secure an EASL championship. Speaking of teams looking to claim the EASL crown, Anyang KGC is currently atop the KBL standings and look to be one of the league's tougher teams. The SK Knights look much less impressive on the year, but they did just knock off KGC on December 18th, and there is a lot of basketball left to be played in the KBL between now and March. Perhaps the hardest team to figure out at this point of the year would be the Fubon Braves from the Plus League. They have a deep team with an array of talent, but seem to be unable to maintain dominant play throughout most of their games. When they're locked in, they seem capable of beating anyone the EASL has to offer, but they could just as easily drop both of their opening games and miss the championship rounds entirely. On paper, the Bay Area Dragons, San Miguel Beermen, Anyang KGC, Ryukyu Golden Kings, and Fubon Braves are the teams that look most ready to take the EASL crown. But the next 2 months will have a lot to say about who shows up to Japan with a legitimate chance at EASL glory.